He's by, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. By named, that is. By named. Sorry.
That's hilarious.
I should have made that clear.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
My DMs are going to be crazy now.
Yo, Dwight Howard might hit you up, dog.
They be like, yo, I heard you're a Magic fan. What's up?
Welcome, everybody, to Court Cousins, episode 82. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my witty, my debonair co-host, Jason the Peach. It's wonderful to see you, Peach. Wonderful to see you all, second cousins. We have a fantastic episode. We're going to do... What are we going to do, Peach? You tell them. That's your job, not mine.
Well, we're going to do the emotional check-in and see how we're all feeling on this Sunday night as we record. Hey, then we're going to go into the social media roundup, always the fun, meaty center of the show. Then we've got Traffic Light today where we can talk about a few topics and decide whether we're going to stop, go fast with the green light, or whether we're going to just hit the brakes and be cautious. Although cautious sometimes can go through too. Sometimes you cruise through those yellows. But that will lead us, no matter what color the light is, all the way to the end, which we call the large ending. In France, they call it the grand ending, or maybe the ending grand.
The ending grand.
I'm not really sure.
Le fini
I think it'd
grand.
be. Or they might just write the word "fin" like they do at the end of movies, and just be like, "That's it, we're done." Just fin, done. Anyway, I'm Finn with the opening.
Well, I'm already laughing and we haven't even got into this show. It's going to be a good one. Stick around. But before we do, we've got to shout out all the folks that make this show happen on the Patreon. If you can, go over there, and if you can buy us a beer, $5 a month, it goes a long way. We do have some expenses. We have some outtakes. Just put some new ones on there. We ask for input to shows. Ooh. I've been doing some video hangs before games, so we're getting that community going. It's a good time. Shout out to these beautiful second cousins, Shahin, Luis Rosario, Paolo and Franz's Warmth, Magic Player History, Matthew Bell, Damian and Glora, Ty, and Yachty. Thank you very much.
Yodelay.
And there it is.
Back with the shout out.
Yes.
I was inspired by your Deutschland jersey, which makes me think of yodeling.
There you go. There you go. And Peach, before we do get into any of the meat of the show, we do have to say, man, family reunion, 4th annual Court Cousins night, happening Thursday, February 5th, when our Orlando Magic take on the Nets. Peach and I will be down there in City Beautiful, hanging out with you in a suite in the Kia Soul Center. And we only have 3 more tickets left, Peach. We've already...
That's crazy.
Yeah. Cool. Because they say you can put 20 in there, but we want to cap it at 18 because it's like ledge seating. So we want to just have some room. We don't want to be all the way packed to the gills. So we're stopping it at 18 tickets sold, and we've already got, there's the 2 of us, and then if I work backwards, 14, 15 tickets. Yeah, there's 3 left. I don't know the maths. All right, off the top of my head, I did them earlier on a receipt. Okay, but yeah,
if you don't know the math, you don't have to say them.
Yeah, I realized that halfway into the math equation. I was like, oh shit, I done played myself. So yeah, if you want to get in, you have to get in now. The details for how to do that are in the show notes. I put up all the money, so you're basically just Venmoing me, and then I'm going to send you an individual ticket later this week. But Peach, I'm stoked for that. It's awesome that we already have like a huge crew ready to party in that suite.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nicer to have a larger group, but then in the past, like you said before, they were spreading us out, putting us in different sections, and we weren't all near each other. So at least for this game, we'll all be right in the same booth. And you know what? If you're going to the game anyway, because you got season tickets and you weren't going to sit in the suite with us, we can still hang. Yeah. We got to get it together before the game. We'll get together after the game. Mm-hmm. You know, we don't have anything to do in Orlando. We don't work there. So we'll go have some beverages and eat some tacos. Let's do it.
Ooh, sounds good to me, Peach. Sounds good to me. But I want to know, what's good to you? What's good with you, Peach? How are you doing for the emotional check-in?
I picked this one of Moritz. He's flexing. It's not hard to find a picture of Moritz flexing. He loves to flex. I'm just feeling good because it's football Sunday, and I got to watch the Bills and the Broncos today back to back. It's very rare for a person who doesn't live in that market to see both your teams back to back, and they both won. They're both doing well. The Broncos completed the sweep of Texas by eliminating the Texans on a last-second field goal, and the Bills defeated their evil rival, the evil, disgustingly evil Chiefs. Like, they're so evil, they're not even like the dark side and Darth Vader, because Darth Vader's cool. They're like a whole different kind of evil, like from like a horror film or something that just kills and is not at all fun. So it's glad to see that they've got that victory. But again, they got to win come playoff time, but it's still fun and exciting to have two teams at the top of the AFC right now. It feels good, and personally doing well. The weather's cooled down a little bit around here. You can have the back door open while I'm watching football, and just it's maybe go outside with a light coat in the morning or a sweatshirt maybe, and you're covered for the day. It's good times here in Dallas. Feeling good, and looking forward to a friend's coming to visit in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
Always tear it up when somebody comes to town, as you know,
Heck
as one of
yeah,
the other
heck
people
yeah.
who's come to visit me. Only 3 people have come for an official visit, you being one, and
Heck
Aaron's
yeah.
come twice before, so this will be his 3rd time. And my dad has come once. And people, come hang out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fun stuff to do in Dallas. Like, what's stopping you? I got a couch. It pulls out in a very comfortable bed. I slept on it last night. I mean, let's go. Let's have some fun.
That's awesome, dude. I'm glad the sports are giving you some positive vibes. It's nice when that happens, right? When we talk so much about sports as fans, we put so much energy into different sports, and it's nice when they can uplift us emotionally instead of pouncing on us, which I'm sure we'll talk about later in the episode, as the Magic wanted to do at the beginning of this season. Yeah. Okay, so here I go, Peesh. I found this gem. I did not have a Moritz Wagner. I have another.
Oh, no.
Sexy piece of man meat right here. Just a huge hog. You can tell this guy is swinging huge down below. I mean, he is ahead of his time, and he's like kind of smiling, but not really smiling. It's like a half smile. It's like, do I show teeth? Do I not show teeth? And I think, I found this picture while I was looking for photos for Dia de los Muertos altar in my house, because that's a Mexican tradition. One of my neighbors is Mexican. I've always loved that tradition of around Halloween time. I think it's the next day. It's November 1st. So yesterday, Dia de los Muertos, they go to the graveyard and they confer with their ancestors, and they have the shrine to their ancestors in the home. So I went up. I have pictures of Uncle Leo, Uncle Donald, Uncle Donnie, grandma, grandpa, folks from my grandparents from my dad's side. And I found this beautiful photo of Peesh. I mean, how old are you there, Peesh? You got to be like...
It's still too early for me to be in that, though. No.
I just saw that gem, and I took a picture of it, and I sent it to you. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this for the emotional check-in and just have some fun with Peesh. So that's why I put it out there.
I showed that to a couple of people at work, and they just kind of stared at it and looked back at me like, what am I looking at here? What is this? And I'm like, that's me. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, that's the smile I make when somebody tells me to smile when I'm just not really in the mood, but they're like, well, smile for the picture. And you're like, all right, man. It's like, probably still got the same smile. Just, I have, a beard and lip hair now, but it's still the same reaction.
I thought this photo of you, handsome young Peesh, was fitting for me though, because of the half smile. Not really sure if we're enjoying it or if we're just like, as you said, forced a smile there. I feel a little bit in between the past couple weeks. Had a really good, fun weekend, but also did some drinking, a little too much like just time on TV, porn. Like, I didn't love that stuff, but I also got a lot of work done. Like, I did some schoolwork, and I spent some time with friends, and I got out of the house, and I did some new stuff. So it was a little bit of a balance, but I'm kind of like in that in-between zone where I could go one way or the other depending on my next action. So I'm just going to do the next right thing and have a wonderful, healthy week, get back in the gym tomorrow, and have a fantastic week with the students doing lots of learning. Let's go, baby.
My God, I'm exhausted. It sounds like you did so much stuff. I have not left the house today.
I know. No, sometimes I'm hard on myself about, not doing. I feel like I need to be doing stuff sometimes.
You do too much. I've always thought you do too much. You're always doing too much. And then you overbook yourself for things you can't do.
I've been getting way better at that in the past couple of years, just saying no to stuff.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
But something I always say yes to is the social media roundup, Peach. I always want to hear
Oh,
what
you got
the second cousins out there thinking about our beloved Orlando Magic. So Peach and I, we scour the interwebs, mostly just Instagram and Twitter, but as you will see, and Facebook as well. And we take what we like or what we find interesting and that we want to discuss here with you on the show. So, Peach, this first one, God makes a couple of appearances here. After not being in the last couple episodes, God came through strong. Yeah, I feel like it's been too long. That's probably on us, God. That's not on you. But here we have the Orlando Magic have not been eliminated from the playoffs. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. God says, fun fact, if the Magic could play the Hornets 76 more times, they'd set the NBA record for most wins in a season. Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah. I don't know if they'd beat him that many times, but maybe more than some. I was a little more impressed with the Hornets than I thought I would be when I watched some of that. They got a couple of Kalkbrenner inside, a couple of young white boys inside, just clogging up stuff.
We talked about Kalkbrenner in the lead up to the draft, but here, God is just this is a very Peach post. I thought you would connect with this, Peach, because you're often the voice of reason in the room. You're good at looking at overall trends and not getting bogged down in the hot thing of the moment and not getting carried away with any paranoia after a couple games. And there was a lot of consternation in the Magic community after those first 5 games when we saw we were 1-4. And I think that God's trying to just be a little humorous here. Yeah. That you see these posts at the end of the season when teams get mathematically eliminated from contention or when they get in. And so he's just poking a little fun and I think telling us in the Magic community, slow down, just calm down. It's going to be okay.
Well, that's the problem when you have so much preseason hype and all of a sudden people are saying you could have the best record in the East, or ESPN does a video game simulation and we win the finals or something. It's like now everyone's expectations are, hey, we should be winning almost every game. And so when you start 1-4, everybody starts to hit the panic button. And you know what? I get the response because the team definitely hasn't looked as good as we hoped they would to this point. But also, there's a lot more season to go. And as we saw last year, you don't need to have the number 1 seed to advance far when it comes playoff time. You need to be gelling at the end of the year, which is not something we've done the past couple of years. And so it would be nice if we're gelling then and we're figuring stuff out now. We're working in another borderline superstar and seeing how he works with our group. And obviously they've changed a lot of their offensive attack. The defense doesn't seem as good as it used to. It seems like there's a lot of things out of place right now, which we will get to over the course of the show. But it's way too early to hit that panic button. So it's good that God is letting us know that it's too early to declare that we've been eliminated yet. And everyone needs to chill out a little bit, but there is cause for it. It's not like they're just making stuff up out of nowhere. There is some facts to back up the insanity, and people are worried that it will continue this way. When you're used to watching a team, in years past, watch them lose all the time. And now it's a part where we're supposed to watch them win. Yeah, it's a little more upsetting now than it was when we first started this podcast, right?
But that's a good sign. That's a good sign too. That's a sign of growth, that the expectations have changed. And I think maybe, and we talked about this, I think, on one of the reactions, that, my expectations were probably a little outsized and too fast, thinking that the team was going to just gel immediately. And like you said, bringing in a star, a borderline all-star player like Desmond Bane, that's going to change things. That's going to change how things go. And it also didn't help that Mosley wanted to mix up the offense a little bit and get more pace in and get more running in. I think that definitely caused some confusion and maybe a little conditioning was wearing. We didn't look like at all like the defense. We were a freaking paper tiger on defense. And so we had lost that part of our identity, it felt like, and the offense wasn't working. So it was a tough losing streak there for a bit. But isn't it nice, second cousins? I wish anytime we'd drop a couple in the row, we could play the Hornets and then the Wizards back to back. I mean, that is exactly what you need as an NBA team to get on the right foot. And they certainly have. So again, it's just the Charlottes, it's just the Wizards, but there's NBA talent on the floor. That, there are some pieces on that Charlotte Hornets team that are good pieces. There is a very young and very hungry Wizards squad with a couple veterans mixed in there in Middleton and CJ McCollum who are not trying to lose. Like those guys, they want to run, they want to win. So to the fact that we like really put the Wizards away and the Hornets the night before, and that our defense looked good. It looked like we were getting back to our identity again. It looked like we got a little bit more info from Coach Mosley in an interview with Kendra Douglas on, hey, I'm not trying to up the pace and like in that let's just run up and down the floor chaotically. I just want to get the ball over the timeline at 21 seconds and really get the ball moving and get people moving and pick up the energy that way. And so I think, it took me some time to adjust and understand what exactly we're trying to do here. We're not actually just trying to run and gun, and I think it probably took the players a little while to figure this new play style out. And it looks like it's working a little bit more as we're getting deflections, getting some open shots, and our guys don't seem so obsessed with just getting like running ramshot down to the hoop recklessly. It seems like, okay, they get it. We're just trying to move a little bit faster here, which I'm cool with.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we complained last year that we're all defense, no offense, right? I joked about it all season long. Yeah. And so the sacrifice is if you're going to go a little offense, right? Like two of the players we brought in, Tyus Jones, Desmond Bane, they're not very good on defense. In fact, sometimes they're a liability out there, it looks like. But that's okay. That's the price you pay when you got to bring in some offense sometimes. You have to, we'll need that later. We'll need that offense later. So I'm not that upset about it in the meantime. And hopefully those guys can find a way to work better within our system, just as far as switching and stuff goes, which we'll talk about later, because they look a little lost sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. In the last two games, Magic have the best defensive rating in the league. So it looks like we've recaptured or just remembered, hey, this is where we hang our hat.
Well, they played the Hornets and the Wizards. Yeah, and the Wizards started out on fire, by the way. They couldn't miss a shot there in the beginning. I was like, whoa, they're going crazy. And I like that Wizard squad. I think if they stay together and they grow together, they've got some talent there.
I do too. We didn't get to do a reaction, but I like Koulibaly as like a big guard. What was it?
Kaishan George was looking good.
Yeah, Kaishan George looked really good, man. That jumper is sweet. They have their new draft this year, Alex Sarr. Fine game, but like good pieces, like you said. There's reason to be excited if you're a Wizards fan. Okay, Peesh. Oh my God, this one I can't. We got to get this. This is second cousins, Magic fans. I'm sure you saw this mockery of a podcast. Okay, we're just Peesh and I are super professional. Everything we put out is well thought out and definitely well planned. So we hold others to that very high standard that we hold ourselves. And we had this Kirk Goldsberry. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not familiar with your work. If it's been good. Well, he went on the low post, right? This was like a big national podcast and put up the red flag. He said, I'm going to raise the red flag on Paolo Banchero Island. This is such a key moment for him, and I hesitate to admit this, but at times he reminds me of Josh Smith. And then he goes on to talk about the jumper and the jumper not looking right and this. And I am just freaking baffled by this piece. I remember Josh Smith. This is no slander to Josh Smith. He was a good player. I don't think he ever made an all-star team maybe once or twice, but he never made an all-star team. Paulo already has. But this comp just is clunky. Like Josh Smith was a defensive-minded guy who came in as like a super athletic dunker. He was never a shooter. He's never had the amount of attempts that Paolo's had. He never was known for his offense. I mean, their body size, I guess, is like the comp. They're both like they're both big dudes, but that's kind of where it ends. Paolo is a skilled scorer, and that is nothing like Smith's game at all. I mean, Paolo is an offensive hub. He is your offense. Josh Smith was like a key player on a Hawks team that also featured like Al Horford and Teague and had a bunch of guys, but he was never the dude, especially on offense. So this was all just very confusing to me. Peach, did you see this, and what were your thoughts?
I've only seen this right now since you brought it onto the show. I've never heard of this person or this guy. And I got to tell you, sometimes if you see a little kid and they go, I saw a chicken and it was purple and it was crossing the road and it stopped halfway and it said, hi, nice to meet you. I'm a purple chicken. And then it walked back the other way. You just ignore that and move on with your day. And that's what you should have done with this, because this is not even knowledge. It's just, this guy must not like Paolo Banchero. And so he wanted to say something bad about him, because it's an insane notion to try to compare Paolo Banchero to Josh Smith. Like, it's just rude. It's done. Yeah. It's done on a malice, because I would probably try to compare a player I didn't like to somebody who was clearly below them to try to make my point. And that's what this guy's doing. I've never heard of this guy. I don't know why he would be. I mean, I'm sure he doesn't put clips of us on his show talking about whatever we're talking about, although we might have a more valid point, but I'm sure he doesn't do it. So we should have just ignored this, because
we fell into the trap is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're giving him, I see you liked that post. You gave it a like. So that's on you. Like, you're feeding into the system. When you see stuff like this, you got to ignore it, and then it won't get views.
Yeah, I don't know why I liked it. I maybe thought I could save it, but Cortez has here, the Paolo haters are quiet tonight. This is after the Hornets game, because
where are the Paolo haters? I've never seen them. I'm so confused. Like, what is this a phenomenon?
Yeah, man. I mean, people were coming out of the woodwork. Like, people are, if you listen to national podcasts, a basketball podcast, which I know you don't, everyone's already like, what is going on with Orlando? They're not what we thought they are. And I think that people that don't watch the team and aren't seeing just like the growing pains and maybe don't understand the changes that have happened in the offseason, like they don't quite get that, no, this team is still here. It's still legit. And it's just taking 5-10 games to gel and figure shit out. And I feel like we're going to be a train at some point. Like, there's going to be a time when we rattle off like 15-4 or something like that. Like, I just feel like at some point in the season, once things click with this guys, this talent didn't change. Like, this team is still the same talented team that we thought. Paolo Banchero is still a G. Yeah, he struggled in his, some of his first games. He had 14 points in the Chicago game. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a lie. 24 points. Yeah, wow. He's actually had pretty good point totals, but he's just shooting. His splits were really bad.
His shooting efficiency is not great, and that's the one thing I've ever heard people talk about him, is that he's putting up a lot of shots, not making a bunch. It's like, okay, can you please go, if you want to do this, and I'm not saying he's on their level, but go ahead and take a look at some of the shooting splits for like a Kobe Bryant. That cat shot all the time, whether he was hitting or not. He just shot a lot. So like, just because the end of the day you end up with 24 points doesn't mean it's always going to be efficient. Yeah. But I didn't realize, I guess I'm not close enough to the woodwork to hear all these people coming out, because I've just never like heard a lot of hate for Paolo. If everyone's just like looking at it like, wow, why is Orlando's record so bad already? I expected them to be like 7-1 and sitting pretty at this point in the year. And it's like, well, yeah, like you said it, there's a lot to figure out here. There's a lot to gel. Get back to me in late December and we'll see where we're at. Let's get another couple months in here and see how this thing irons out. And I think you're right. I think there'll be a time when we win like, 13 games and like a, 16 or 17 game span and get on a nice little run. And it's all going to work out. I wouldn't hit the full panic button on everything yet. And definitely not Paolo, who's been one of the most consistent bright spots on our squad. So like, take that elsewhere. There's definitely parts of the team that you can point at and be like, hey, he's not doing the thing, but it's not really him. He's still
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. No, he certainly is. Even though those first few games weren't efficient, I mean, he's answered the bell big time these last two. Yeah, sometimes you just need a not as good team to get your flow and like get things going. Wow, that Washington game was unbelievable from him. 28 points, goes 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 50% from 3 of 6, 9 of 15 from the floor. I mean, that's the Paolo you're going to get. And that's also the other thing that's really confusing about the Josh Smith and talking about the jump shooting, because yeah, Paolo shoots the mid-range, but really his game is getting downhill and using his speed off the dribble to get to the hole and get through contact. So, I mean, he's been getting to the line. I think he's in the top 5 right now in terms of how often. No, he's not. Let me look that up. I think he's top 12, they said on the broadcast the other night, in getting to the line. I think that's only going to increase. So it's like Paolo's going to be just okay as long as he hits his free throws. Some of those early games he was dinking. I mean, the whole team was dinking free throws, but he's really, if he hits those, he can have some crazy statistical nights because people can't defend him. He's just a problem because he's so big and so fast and so damn nimble. Twinkle toes, baby.
Yeah. I think he's what people wanted Zion Williamson to be, because he's got that same, I'm a bull in the china shop sometime and I'm here to wreck your plates.
Yeah.
But he's a lot more in control, and he doesn't look like he's gonna necessarily hurt whoever he's coming at. Whereas Zion sometimes is just like, I'm a rhino now and I'm running into you. Like, yeah. So I think he's a good mix of where they want. He kind of reminds me, I'm thinking that's where people wanted Zion to be.
Yeah.
And maybe someday he'll still get there. I don't know, but I just don't see the complaints towards him. Just seems odd. I'm so puzzled at what this next one is, and I'm hoping we're moving into it.
Let's do it. Well, I felt odd, Peesh. I mean, we had a whole show, and we had no Franz talk, and we just celebrated and defended Paolo. And Franz has been, in my opinion, the most consistent Magic from game one. He's just been a rock. Like, everything's working for him. He's Euro stepping over fools left and right. The shot is looking good. He is our best three-point shooter right now, over 40%, which was the big question. I have here, this is taken from his Instagram. I guess he and Moritz are becoming kind of some of the faces of Dominos in Germany, because this is a German advertisement. First of all, what's going on in Germany? You are a high quality cultured nation.
What do you need Dominos for?
Yeah, just have the schnitzel, man. But part of it sounds like he's in a freaking hallway, like they recorded in a hallway. It's so echoey. It's odd. Go check it out. He's working out, and Moritz calls him on the phone, and that's all of Moritz's appearance in the commercial. It's just him on FaceTime with Franz looking at him. And then Franz goes to the hats as if he's a high schooler choosing the college, and he looks at what I assume are some common pizza brands in Germany, and then pulls out a Domino's hat and throws it on. I mean, get your money, young man. I don't know how the Floridians are going to feel about it, because we're trying to get Papa John's 50% off with victory. So I don't know if this could be some area for conspiracy, Peesh. If he's working for Domino's and trying to do underhanded shit to usurp the Papa.
I don't know, and I don't want to get involved. I got to hope that Domino's is better in Germany than it is here, because it's kind of trash here. It's like one of the lowest forms of pizza that exists in this country.
What's your favorite cheap pizza? Like kind of, I guess, Papa John's.
Papa John's is pretty solid.
Yes.
No, they're not a sponsor. No. I'm saying if I've got to go with a chain pizza, Papa John's is pretty good. I'm not going to be mad at a Papa John's.
Fair.
But, Domino's thin crust is okay if you're in the mood for thin crust. It's all right. It'll get you there. But their better stuff is the chicken and some of the other offerings they have. But either way, make the money. But, at some point you'd like to think, like, KFC is really big overseas too. And it's like, we all kind of are like, we don't really fuck with KFC too much. But I know they're still in business, so somebody's getting it. But it's like, well, yeah, but we got Popeyes. Popeyes is way better than KFC, like we got better options. Like, well, if I really hankering for chicken, I got Chick-fil-A. So I don't know. There's a lot of weird brands, and sometimes the food is different when you go overseas. So maybe
Yeah.
Domino's is doing something different.
Yeah.
Maybe they have schnitzel.
Different Yeah, maybe schnitzel pizza's a thing. They have different marinara in their sauce. Who knows? But
Yeah, it could be different.
just an opportunity to talk about Franz, really. I mean, because he has just been so solid on both sides of the ball. He's getting to the line, I feel like, way more this year. I'm trying to bring up his statistics.
Mm-hmm.
His last year he got to the line 5 times, 5 free throw attempts. This year it's saying 6, but why is when I'm over here? Oh, this is just his last 5 games. No, all 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
7 attempts. 7 attempts a game here. Oh, that's just in that game. Got it.
Yeah. Either way.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, one game he got to the line 11 times in Detroit. So it feels like he's getting a little bit more he's getting some respect around the league. This is a guy who should be an all-star this year. He was going to be an all-star last year before the oblique injury. So if he keeps playing like this, there's no reason that he should not be an all-star this year the way that he's playing.
Well, yeah, I guess then we'll have 2 all-stars then.
Yeah.
Because you cannot keep Paolo off there. So
No.
Yeah, I'm for that. I mean, no notes on Franz right now. Like, he's been one of the most solid, consistent players we've had. So it's really just seeing about how everything else gels around it. And I've seen some good things. I've seen some bad things. And I've seen some things that I've seen consistently all the time, still doing their same thing. And we won't waste a lot of time on that today.
Well, we're going to talk about coaching later, but one of the things that Magic fans have been talking about is like Franz will come out and cook in the first half, and then he doesn't get the touches in the second half. And I didn't really watch the games closely enough with that narrative in mind the last couple games, so I didn't see if there was a change in that. Yeah, it feels like...
Well, it seems like once in a while we'll have some things that are working for us.
Yeah.
But then, like, a couple guys come out or something like that. But then when those guys get back in, we don't go back to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, they're not stopping it. And everyone's back in there now. We could try it again. But then they just kind of don't. It's like they forget about it. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know if this is just part of a big testing thing. Like, oh, we only want to do that. It's like we're only doing that for 5 minutes, and we'll do this for 5 minutes, and we'll do that for 5 minutes. We'll just do, what is it, cross training? We'll just cross train this whole game with all these different ideas. Like, but yeah, it's a little frustrating. And you'd like to think that as these guys rise star power wise, when it's time, you need a bucket, go back to what's been working, right? Like, we know what works for Paolo and Franz. It's no secret. The league, the video's out there. The league knows. But, stop it. And if you're not stopping it, then keep doing it. Yeah. I don't understand. Yeah, that is a valid point that happens. And it also seems like sometimes I don't see them demand the ball. Like, I'll be dipped if, like, we mentioned him earlier, so to his credit, if Kobe Bryant hit 8 of 9 shots from one spot on the floor and they need a bucket in the fourth quarter, guess who's demanding a shot from the same spot? Kobe Bryant. And he'll get it, and he'll probably hit it. So, like, yeah, work with what is working for you. That's what you should be discovering. And I got to tell you, I'm saving a lot of stuff for this whole coaching conversation that we're about to have.
All right. Well, good tease.
All I'm going to say is third quarters still stink.
Okay. All right. Well, we've had some praise upon our Orlando Magic and the 2 cornerstone guys, and Paolo and Franz. And this is the beginning of the unhingedness of the Facebook Orlando Magic community. I mean, I love us all Magic fans everywhere that we might be, but Facebook is...
We're not going to give any credit to Orlando Robinson yet first, no?
No. I'm going to do that later. That's a quick hit. We got a few right here. So this one's from the Orlando Magic fan group on Facebook. And this person says, Rick Pegram. Rick, it's bad enough watching this mess of a basketball game. Then we have to put up with Jeff Turner and his constant laughing at everything. Can't this organization... No punctuation there. This is just a run-on sentence. Can't this organization bring in a good analyst guy, comma, Jeff Turner is a complete joke and Dante isn't much better. When he's doing the game, he's laughing it up with him. God, what a freaking fractured sentence. I guess it's just fitting when you have an unprofessional announcers with an unprofessional organization. And David, Lahara says, I'm laughing at how pathetic this team is. It's better than crying. I think he was trying to bring some levity into Rick's life, perhaps. Rick, like, bro, you don't know. See, this is the
why
problem.
You should never go on Facebook, because this is a pretty
Yeah.
common Facebook rant of someone, and you're not going to get great punctuation. So I'm sorry,
No.
but take your English major and get right out the door, because this is Facebook, and this is
No.
where people come to complain now. And that's all he's doing, is just fucking complaining. And he's mad that our announcer is laughing when we're getting smoked and we should be winning. I get that concept, but like, I'm not saying I'm for it. I like Jeff Turner. I think he's good. I do think that our expectations have risen as a fan, like we talked about earlier, where now we expect to be winning. And so, like, a few years back when we were stinking, it was kind of fun to laugh and have sidebar conversations. And when I watched a lot of the Wizards game, I heard the Wizards broadcast and I heard them doing the same kind of thing where they're like, but they're in a different place than us. So like, now you'd like to think that the announcers would kind of move with you and do a little less of that. But it's in Jeff Turner. It's Jeff's just doing Jeff, right? He's doing his thing, and he's better than most of the NBA color analysts that I've heard.
That's what I'm talking about, Peach.
So let's get up off him and let the man do his thing. I mean,
Rick,
he's not the problem. You are, Rick.
Rick, this is what's wrong with our society, all right? We have this buy it new and throw it out society. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I can go online and look for 1,000 different things that are different than my life and that look so much better on my phone or on my computer, and gimme, gimme, and it's going to make me better, and I want it, and I get it, and No, Rick. No, the grass is not always greener, Rick. Go out there. Go up, do what Pisha said. You go listen to some of those other broadcasts. Some of them are miserable. And unprofessional.
They're very bad.
Unprofessional. I will not hear unprofessional in any way related to Jeff Turner or David Steele. They might be the most professional announcers in the game right now. I mean, these guys are annoyingly professional in that they will not say anything negative about the team in most respects. Like, they'll point out some statistics, but they're always spinning things pro Magic, and hey, that's what they're supposed to do. That's like a pro announcer thing. You stick up for your guys. Especially Jeff Turner, an old player who knows what it's like to be on the other side, although not a lot of people writing so many articles about Jeff Turner, but we love you, buddy. These guys are super professional. They won't say anything disparaging about other teams. I mean, they just keep it classy, and they are, in my opinion, the gold standard of announcing in the league. So I am baffled. I'm baffled.
This is another. I'm going to call these purple chickens now, based on what I said earlier. I think this one could have gone in the purple chicken pile too. It's like, because there's a lot of. I see a lot of the. I'm telling you, for fun, you should just do this the next couple of weeks when you're watching games. Just pop on the Facebook during the game and see some people talking shit and just emptying out the bag of like, "Well, it was a terrible start. This is awful. Fire everybody. This is ridiculous." And it's
2 minutes into the first.
You'll just at some point you become numb to posts like this at a certain point, and it's like, if you didn't have a podcast, you just wouldn't. You'd be like, "Show me less of these. Show me less of these."
Yeah, you got to really massage the algorithm to get Rick's negativity out of here. What the hell, Rick? What do you want that's better, Rick? Get at it. It's ridiculous. And I know it's not Jeff Turner.
Who have you heard that you like?
Who are you blown away by, dude? Okay. All right. No, a little bit more levity here after that sad one, although this is maybe sad for some people. Pishan, I don't know if you know what I'm going to, because I don't know what order it's in, but this is the classic meme, again, from Welt God, the Wolverine meme, as he's looking at the photograph that has Jean Grey in it, and he's stroking the frame very lovingly, longingly. And instead of Jean Grey, though, of course, it's Cole Anthony, and Welt God has a broken heart. He just misses him, Pish. He just misses the guy.
Yeah, well, you miss his aura on the bench, right?
Absolutely.
And he's been playing well for the Bucks.
Tremendous
I mean,
aura.
They're kind of
they beat the Warriors last night or a couple nights ago without Giannis.
Yeah, he's out there doing his thing. There's still a lot of good basketball in his game, and moves had to be made. And honestly, it brought us Desmond Bane, so I'm still not mad about it.
Yeah,
but you still hate to see it going. But I'm glad he's doing well. And Could you imagine like being a superhero though, and like having this tender moment in the bed, but still feeling like you had to have your mask on? Like,
Yeah.
take your suit off, Wolverine. Like, what? Come on, bro.
Uh, yeah, I had like when I looked at this meme, I'm like, man, Wolverine being such a tough guy, this like cuck side of him where he just has like this crush on Jean Grey and just accepts that she just makes out with Cyclops in front of him all the time, and he's just cool. He just eats it. I mean, I lose a little respect for Wolverine in these moments with this meme. Every time I see it, I'm like, dude, just fucking kill Cyclops. Or like, don't be a bitch about it. Come on, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm sure Jean would have stood by and let that happen as she became Dark Phoenix and just started wrecking everybody.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, Cole's I'm happy for his success. I'm happy that Bucks fans are appreciating him, it sounds like. And, wish him well. It's just we'll see. I don't mean to disparage, but Cole could always bust out those 20-point games here and there. But it was really just the consistency, and that I think is still what they're going to need. He's gotten 9 points, 23 points, 4 points, 16 points, 3 points.
Right.
So it's like, it's not, you can't.
Well, the defense still ain't there. So
Right. But hey, I mean, for the Bucks that almost started the season with no point guards on their roster, it's good. Right. It's a really good find to have. From someone who's just waived.
This is more about the fit.
Yeah,
I think if he's on a lot of other teams, he's probably not seen as much time. But as far as fit goes, it's a good fit. So
yeah, and he's getting time, and I'm happy for him. So you rock on, man. You rock on. And a guy that I don't know if he's going to see much time with the Orlando Magic is the namesake of the team himself, Orlando Robinson. This is from Courtside Buzz IG. Orlando Magic center Orlando Robinson is the first player in NBA history with both names on a jersey, Orlando on the front and Robinson on the back. And I know this is a little bit of a tangent piece, but as I'm looking at all these jerseys, I think I actually like that one the best. Like the font being a little smaller at first threw me, but I think it looks the cleanest now, and I think I'm most into the blue pinstripes.
Okay, perfect time for the jersey update, because after I've watched more games, more things have happened for me. I still don't love that font. It still gives me the ick a little bit, and it'll take me a little time to work on it. And the shorts are still just all wrong, with the star just kind of loose hanging out on the side there. It has no real place. But I'm liking the white jersey. Like it is a little hard to see sometimes when you're watching far away. It does look like there's no star there, and it just looks like the A is missing. But up close, they're still sharp. I mean, I'm down with that. I think that one is. They're winning me over slowly because what choice do I have? This is my favorite team, right? So this is what they're wearing now. And I've definitely bought worse looking jerseys in the past. Like, plenty. Like, so, beggars can't be choosers here. I think they're okay. But yeah, I don't know about that. Orlando's still going to take a little while to rub off on me. It still looks a little weird, but it's pretty cool that a guy can have his first name, last name on a jersey. It's a phenomenon you wouldn't ever think possible. Because that seems ludicrous to me. I don't think of Orlando as a first name, but yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah, it is. Orlando Bloom. I mean, what other names?
What if
are also
what
places?
If Irvin Magic Johnson had played for us? He could have been. We could have been a Magic Johnson. Back, right?
That would have been cool. We had a guy that looked a lot like Magic Johnson and Penny Hardaway. I'm trying to think of other place names that people name children. Like is Nevada,
Dallas?
Dallas is one.
Is a name.
Dallas is
Austin
a name.
is a popular name.
Yeah. Wow, a lot of Texas. I mean, is it just the Texas folks? They're not all there, so they're like, where am I? I'm in Dallas.
I met a Laredo once.
You met a Laredo? Someone named Laredo?
I've met a Laredo. Yeah, I was kidding about the Amarillo, but I've met a Laredo. Yeah, they're out there. Houston's the last name a lot of times.
Wow.
It's out there.
Really? It's just
Sometimes
a whole bunch of Texas people just like, what do I name my kid? Where are we again? And then just go with that?
No, I know a Kingston named after Kingston, Rhode Island.
True. Or not Jamaica?
There's plenty of them out there, sir. I think there's a lot more.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
It's pretty dang good. Never met anyone named Bridgeport or Burlington. Or Hartford.
Probably not.
Stamford.
No.
Yeah.
No, you're really bottlenecking yourself into
New
that New
Haven.
England. There's other towns.
Well, you did it so easily with all the Texas places. I'm like, let me try it in Connecticut. I've never met a Waterbury.
Nope. No Colchesters.
Yeah. Well, Colchester, I feel like maybe old timey. No.
Hudson, though. Hudson's a name.
Hudson.
There's lots of Hudsons there.
Hudson, New York.
That's a popular name.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there's a Hudson in New Hampshire and in Vermont and Massachusetts. They all got one.
All the New England places just took the same names and carbon copied them a bunch of different times.
Are we starting a geography podcast? Because I'm into it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is why you came, right? Second cousins, all this New England and Texas talk.
Geography cousins, a new spinoff.
Oh, like a globe. Okay, Peach, and I think that's it for social media roundup. We ended with a geography mini class. If you have any interesting, hilarious posts that you see about our Orlando Magic, throw it our way at @court_cousins on both Twitter and Instagram, and maybe it will show up on the podcast. Yes, Peach? Did I forget one?
Also list more city names that are actual human names in the comments. The ones who were yelling at us the whole time, we were thinking of them.
Yes.
Yeah, put those down there.
They're like, Callie, you moron. What? Okay. All right, Peach. So now we're going to go into some traffic light. And the way that this one works is we're going to put up a statement or a topic, and we're going to either go, that's speeding right by because we're feeling good about that thing, I suppose. We're going to slow it down if we're kind of so-so on it, I suppose. And then we're going to screech the brakes if it's something that we're really not keen on. So, Peach, we did have some news out of our Orlando Magic organization this past week. We have Anthony Black and Tristan da Silva are extended. We have exercised our third-year option on forward Tristan da Silva as well as fourth-year team option on guard Anthony Black. Both players are now signed through next season. Peach, where are you on the extensions for Tristan and Anthony Black?
I mean, I'm green, baby. I'm green all the way. These are guys that are pieces, right? Like we have sort of our stars, our big names, and these guys are pieces, and they're good pieces. And I'm very pleased with these gentlemen. I think I was a little unsure about both on draft night. Maybe Anthony Black a little more just because of how high he went, but he was so young and he's had so much time to grow. I am so impressed. He's the person that's impressed me the most this year because I feel like he's coming and he's doing a lot of good stuff. And I got to tell you, with the uncertainty of Suggs, whether he can or cannot play, I'm not really sure whether he can play or not. But like, man, Anthony Black's offense is making me feel like, should you be the starting guard long term? Like, I mean, he's growing. He's playing really well. Like I like what I'm seeing. I know he still makes some younger player mistakes, but I'm really encouraged at what I've seen from him in this short time so far this season. It's a big step up from where he was last season, where it was sort of like maybe he'd play, maybe he wouldn't. Didn't really have as big an impact. It's completely changed. And Tristan has taken what he was doing at the Eurobasket and brought it right over here to the Orlando Magic, doing all the little things, being that bench guy that gets to the rim. He seems to have a good nose for the ball. He just always seems to sort of be around when he's out there. And I love that because he knows, hey, I've got limited minutes. I'm going to use them. These are two young gentlemen I couldn't be happier to see us sign. And, you know, in the past, we've had a habit of giving extensions and other contracts to players that I'm like, no, we should be trying to get rid of those guys. But these guys are the exact opposite of that vibe and feeling. And I'm super glad that we've got them on the team. So I'm green. But where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to join you. I'm going to hop in the fastest car I can and speed right on by, Peach. Anthony Black has made me look good a couple of these last games, and me taking him as a dark horse 6th man of the year candidate. Still a little bit of a pie in the sky thing, but we were doing a segment and you had taken Mosley for coach of the year, which I think was a great call for you. But Anthony Black, I mean, man, he can put it together. He's scored what against Chicago 19, 14 against Philly, 10 against Detroit, 20 against Charlotte, and then 8 against Washington. And he had 7 and 8 in the first 2 games, which he really just looked kind of off. I think that Anthony Black brings a lot of really positive things to the table. Obviously, size at the guard position. Some people don't feel like he's a point guard and they feel like he's a wing, but I think he does have definitely enough chops on the ball to play point guard in the league. Maybe his court vision isn't spectacular in terms of playmaking, but he definitely makes plays going to the hoop and he gets by guys with a pretty quick first step. On the defensive side, he's long, lanky, and that can cause consternation for opposing guards. He's shooting the 3 ball really well this year. For the most part, he's made half of his attempts again in the Charlotte game, 3 of 6. So if he can have more nights like that and shoot moderately from beyond the arc, he's at 32% this year, which isn't great, but if he can shoot 35%. That is something that can be really valuable. I think if the shot doesn't develop, I have more questions moving forward about Anthony Black and the future iterations of this team, because I think primarily what we want around Franz and Paolo is floor spacing. And so I think we can only have so many non-floor spacers on the team, but maybe he can be that one guy or one of those 2 guys who's not really a floor spacer but can bring other things. And Tristan da Silva, man, holy shit. Franz Wagner, da Silva Surfer. He's got great nicknames already. He's doing big things. His shot looks absolutely gorgeous. He's shooting about 36% on the year and getting up good amount of attempts. Like he got up 7 attempts against Charlotte, 6 against Detroit, 6 against Chicago, 5 against Miami. Like, if he can be in that 5 to 7 range of attempts, that's nice. And if he knocks down a couple of those, he could have some nights, certainly. He had a season-high 19 points against Charlotte. I feel like I keep saying people had great games against Charlotte. But, man, he had everything working. And I think just there was some weird stuff in the Detroit game or the Philly game. He only got 14 minutes. But was that a back-to-back? No, that wasn't the back-to-back. So that's the only thing with like some of these guys is the consistency, because the other games he's had a 0 burger. He had 2 points against Washington. He had 8 points against Chicago. Same thing with Anthony Black. And we talked about it earlier with Cole Anthony. And that's the difference between young guys that, are at the end of the bench and young guys who end up becoming a key role player on a team, is that level of consistency. Can we depend on Anthony Black for 15 points a game? Because when I said that preseason, you were like, oh, I will take that to the bank. And he's capable of it. We see 20-point games, but then we see 4-point games. And Tristan has a little bit of that in him right now. But again, they're accessory pieces, and they got to they're support roles. They got to take it as it comes. And I think that Mosley could do a little helping too with some of the rotations and really locking that in the next week or so about how those are going to work. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more in just a second, Peach.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking before the season. We were like, well, every spot on our bench is kind of up for grabs. I feel like these 2 guys have staked their biggest claim on those bench spots.
Great point.
Because they come in and they bring value. And I tell you what, Anthony Black on defense, he bothers some guards. You can see it sometimes when a guy's like, I don't like this guy. Like he's trying too hard. You know what I mean? Like they just get mad that like he's giving this much effort. And for the most of our like recent past, most of our good guards have all been short. So it is nice to have a tall guard who has some length and some range, and it really changes things up when people are thinking they're going to go up against, Bane or Suggs, and now you've got a lankier version. So like that is that's a good thing to add to our squad. And I'm telling you, once Moritz is part of that bench squad too, I'm gonna be a bigger fan of it. I mean, I think people are forgetting that he's still not a part of this early part of this squad, and once he's back, that's going to really help that bench squad. So that's another part of not raising that red flag all the way up, or white flag. I mean, the red flag, we've got it out, but the white flag, let's not put that up.
Okay, so if we're going to talk about Tristan and Anthony Black being extended, then Peace, we must talk about the other side of the coin. This is a little levity from Welt God here. Him putting a side-by-side of last year's team photo from Jett Howard and this year's team photo from Jett Howard. And he writes, Jett already knew he wasn't part of the Magic's future. The difference between last season's media day headshot and this year's is crazy. Yeah. And Deslo Banchero puts a little message here. Well, we have one of the worst player development programs in the NBA, if not the worst. Year 3, AB still can't dribble, shoot, or run on offense. We just knocked that point down, sir. I mean, I think there are maybe some. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. We have Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero. We developed them. They're developing pretty damn well.
Well, okay. Now, to play devil's advocate here, I think sometimes guys have the amount of talent where they're going to develop. Like, they're just going to get good.
Yeah.
And I think maybe his point here is, although it's hard for me to stick up for a random Facebook poster, although I guess this is X, but a random commenter, but the point is there of like, okay, but can we take a guy who's mid and make him a player that actually gets minutes? And that we've never done. So like we just don't have, you'll see like guys the Celtics get, right? And you're just like, who the hell is that guy? But when it's their time, they go out there and they'll score 15 points. You'll be like, who the fuck is Hugo Gonzalez? You know what I mean? Or like, who the hell is Jake LaRavia? Like who is number 12? That's what I'm asking. Like we don't get those guys on our team, right? Like, so there is a point to be made that like we're not really developing the guys who might need developing. We are getting some studs that are good on their own, and I think AB is coming along. I think we all forget how young he still is. Is he like what, 22 or something like that? I mean,
maybe
there's still a lot of time for him to keep developing and keep getting better. And you don't think that our squad is going to be necessarily the best at doing that because we don't have a track record of it. But if you just draft a good player, they're already good. They're going to be good no matter what you do. So I think there's a point to be made there that we don't make the lesser players good enough to be NBA mainstays. But also we've got some pretty good guys at the top. So it's not like we have a ton of room anymore for Jett to get minutes and try to prove people wrong. But when he does, he's not blowing the doors off anything. He's just a guy out there wearing a jersey. So
he's shooting a little bit better. He looks a little bit more in touch on defense, but still not enough to show you that he should be on the floor, unfortunately. Deslo's point here, if I take it as, organizational kind of failed him, he's talking about the development aspect of it. But I think there is a little bit to that with Jett. And, God already said he's not a part of the Magic's future, and I said he's gone, and you said he's gone already? It's like, well, it feels like he's going to be gone. Even if the Magic, like you said when we were talking offline, would he come back for a cheaper contract and just be kind of end-of-bench guy? Why does Jett want to do that, right? He's 22 himself. He wants to just have one more shot somewhere in a new place to try to make a mark and try to last in the league. So I think it is probably done with Jett. And Deslo's point about the organization, has the organization failed him? I think there is definitely argument there because Weltman, this is now an iteration of the team that's competitive. So guys that are drafted now, like Jace, Penda, they know immediately, like coming in, this is a competitive team. You got nothing guaranteed. But Jett being drafted a few years ago, we weren't quite at this point. And there were a lot of opportunities for Jett to get some more meaningful minutes and to make some errors in games that really wouldn't have mattered. Like we lost a lot of, we went about 500 last year, but that means we lost 41 games. I don't think if we played Jett Howard, we'd be in any worse situation than we were last year. He could have played those games, and I don't think the needle would have moved much. And he was our number 11 pick. That is important equity to a franchise. Like you can't, you really don't want to miss on that. And we had a guy, Caleb Houston, who was 31st, 32nd, first round, one of the first couple guys in the second round, who was getting those minutes over him, last year regularly. And ended up, honestly, like Jett Howard has not become a better player than Caleb Houston was for us, right? Like, I would rather have what I saw from Caleb Houston than what I've seen from Jett Howard.
Correct.
But
absolutely
coming into the
that's
league,
that's where I think the organization
potential. Yeah, the organization failed him in a way like that.
Right. If you want to say the organization failed him, it's just because they drafted him so high, because there were other better players below that. Like, so it put a pressure on him to be better than those guys or in their class. And if he had gotten drafted late first round or even in second round, then he'd just be kind of, all right, he didn't pan out. Big deal. We're moving on. But when we wasted such a high pick on him, when we had, was it 6 and 11?
Yeah.
And it was like, we were like, oh, hey, we're going to make some noise here in this draft. And we kind of got like 2 guys that were like, oh, I don't know about that. You know, and it's like, you know, is Anthony Black still the 6th best player from that draft? I don't think so, but he still has a chance to prove that wrong. But Jett Howard is going the opposite way. I mean, I think he'd be better off like finding a spot permanently in the G League if he wants to play in America or going overseas at this point, because I just don't see it in the limited time I've seen it, you know, on the court. And that's fine. He still can make a nice living. I'm not worried about him being out on the street or anything. Like, he's going to be all right. But yeah, if we have to do a light thing for this,
we forgot about that completely.
I guess I'm going to go green light because I'm good with what the Magic are doing. Like, they're sending him on his way.
Yeah.
Like, let's not hold him up anymore. Like, we're not letting him pretend he's going to be here after this year. We're letting him know, hey, you know, hopefully your lease runs out in June.
Yeah. Damn, that headshot's so funny.
Don't make any long-term plans. It is very funny that those are the
smiling ear to ear last year, and this year he's like frowning at the camera.
Or he's like, this year I'm all business.
Yeah. Business time. No, you're just getting in fourth
quarters. Get your affairs in order.
You're just getting in fourth quarters when we're either up or down by 20 points. So.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, it's still as long as you're on an NBA roster, you always have a chance to prove somebody wrong. And as long as he can still get some minutes, if he's in garbage time and he starts going ape shit from 3, he could work his way back into the lineup. It's not impossible, but
feels like
I think it's over for him on this team. Yeah, I think that experiment is over.
Yeah, definitely feels like it with the way that Tristan's been playing. Anthony Black, both second unit guys. Even Noah Penda has been getting minutes over him now. So it just feels like the writing is no longer on the wall. It's in Sharpie.
Kung Fu Penda. I'm trying to get that going.
I like it. I mean, he's very nimble for a big man. That kind of works.
Yeah.
Should we go back into the depravity of Facebook one more time?
Well, I think we must. We're playing traffic light here, so we gotta traffic light this whole situation.
All right, let's go. All right, so back in Magic Nation, this is Mike Dougason. Coach Mosley lost the locker room. No, I'm sorry, he doesn't have the in there. Coach Mosley lost locker room. Capital L, capital R in locker room. Players will get tired of Mosley. Coach Mosley won't take this team to the next level. It's time for a new voice. New head coach, all capitalized, who has winning record and championship experience. And then I love this. Fly Chewy is just amazing.
Experience was spelled wrong. You didn't even point that out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I did stop. Yeah. I did stop. I'm not going to
I mean,
diagram this guy's sentence here.
It's not going to be.
Fly Chewy coming in with what I was thinking. You be in the locker room to know he lost it?
Right. See, I don't think he's lost the locker room at all because he's a player's coach. So I think the guys like him. I don't even know if and a lot of these guys on our team have only been with him in the league. So I don't think they know enough to know better to know that, it would be nice if my coach would chew me out when I don't get over and on a switch and my guy hits an open 3. Like it would be nice a little bit if he showed a little bit of fire, but I think Dougason is going a little overboard here. But I'm telling you, man, this is the kind of stuff that happens on Facebook during games. People get outrageous and they go down the rabbit hole. But the point is, there is some things to turn to that point out these mistakes, right? And it's at some point you're like, all right, I'm glad that he was friendly with the players and they built the camaraderie and the vibes are good and high. But at some point, he has to raise his expectations too. And it would be nice to see him do things like when Paolo gets fouled early in a game, go ahead and take a technical because they didn't call it. right? Stick up for your guy. Like, show that fire. Sometimes when he shows fire, it's over something stupid. And I would like to see him actually get mad at a player sometime and know that he's mad at him. I feel like other than a deep bench guy who makes like a dumb turnover, I don't see him like snap at a player a lot. And it's like, you know, you don't have to swear. It doesn't have to be some big Bobby Knight throwing a chair kind of response. I just need to know that like you're holding your guys accountable in more of a way of just like, well, we had a stern talk and I told him I was disappointed in him. Sometimes you got to spank your kids. You know what I mean? Like it can't all be about the expectations and like, I'm not just mad, I'm disappointed. You know what I mean? Like at some point you've got to get mad and show them that there's some fire from you so that these guys will know they got to bust their ass a little bit more. Like it's just, I think at some point it will rear its ugly head if the wins don't start coming for the Magic and they don't pile up wins like we talked about. There's only going to continue to be pressure on him because we look at the roster and from what everybody has said, all the pundits, all the people with the purple chicken podcasts and all that shit are all saying that we should be one of the top teams. So if we're not, then you got to point at him. And as long as everybody's healthy, that's who's going to get pointed at. And that's the way it is. That's what this business is. So if he wants to figure out how to get these guys going and it's not just happening organically, he's going to have to step out of his comfort zone and do something else or assign somebody else on the bench to do it. They shouldn't have let Mermaids walk. He looked like he really get in somebody's shorts, right? I mean, somebody's got to get mad and somebody's got to be that bad guy. If he wants to be good cop, that's cool, but assign someone as bad cop. And let these guys know when they're not doing it. And maybe they do that all. Maybe it's all happening behind closed doors. We don't know. You don't know either, Dougason. so why don't you just stay off Mosley's butt? I don't know what we got to do at a traffic light here. I guess we're pretty much like basing it on. I got to go yellow light.
You're yellow. It sounds yellowy.
I'm yellow because you got to keep an eye on it, right? Like it's going to be a talking point that like if he's not getting it done and we have the roster, maybe somebody else could.
Yeah, well, this is Orlando Drew kind of making that point that you were just talking about. Enough of the smiley Mosley not challenging bad calls. I've seen enough. The players are not responding to him. No game plan. His rotation sucks. We need a championship-minded coach to break these bad habits and hold our stars accountable on both ends. More of that accountability talk. And we have some of those, some of them are more energized. I don't know if I would consider Mike Budenholzer any more energized. You're not going to get much life out of him on the sideline more than Mosley. But like Thibodeau, certainly, Taylor Jenkins, Michael Malone can get out there. But these are guys, I mean, Michael Malone's won a chip. Taylor Jenkins, those guys have been to Western Conference Finals. Thibodeau's have they been to a chip? Thibodeau with the Bulls ever or just Eastern Conference Finals? I think maybe just finals runs. Finals. Yeah. Budenholzer's won a chip. So, like, this doesn't help the conversation for Mosley that there are multiple coaches out there with a lot of experience that might be attracted to some Magic fans who have had their clock run out on Mosley. But I am all the way pumping the brakes on this, Peach. I mean, it's the fact of the matter is he signed an extension through the 27-28 season. Now, I know that coaches and teams, they don't have to, even though they sign that extension, they can still fire him and move on. They're just going to have to pay him if they want to do that. But I think that this front office, they have a good relationship with Mosley, and I think that they really believe in Mosley. And I don't think that he's lost the locker room at all. I think that early this season, he is trying to infuse the offense with a little bit more life and energy. And there's some growing pains with that and getting Desmond Bane involved. But I do think he's holding guys accountable. I think he's also encouraging the team to hold each other accountable as well. And I think he's a tremendous leader. Now, the area that we've talked about sometimes is the X's and O's. I think there's definitely something lacking there. I was always a little squeamish, Peach, when I would hear him talk about, well, it's really just a read-based offense. I'm like, well, most of these guys are 20 years old, coach. Like, I don't know. Maybe we don't give them all that option. Like, let's just give them a play and say, hey, the ball's going here maybe. Or if it's not here, it's here. I think in the long run, that might be better for the development. So maybe he knows better than I, certainly. But he's got the contract. They're definitely not firing him mid-season. they're not gonna. He's definitely got this year.
I-
If we don't go to the playoffs and win a series, then the hot seat could be real and maybe something happens.
I say if we go on a long losing streak to counteract what we said earlier about, I think we're going to go on a winning streak.
Yeah.
But if we go on a long losing streak, I could see them pulling the plug on him.
Really?
Mid-season.
Really?
I don't think that's going to happen because I don't think
Yeah.
we're going to. I think we'd have to lose like 10 or 11 games, or even 10 out of 12 games, and like if that happens right now,
season-ending type of shit.
like that would be
kind of.
Well, yeah.
If you go
Something
on 10,
I can see
10
it happening.
right? Well,
Mostly because those 4 coaches we put up, like they're all great potential candidates.
Yeah.
But if you wait till the end of the year, other teams can snap them up. But if you swap it in mid-season, then you get a good one in there. But I think that's just in case of emergency break glass. I don't think that's really what's happening. And by the way, all 4 of those coaches, if you put them in a blender, you kind of get me. Like I realize that I look a lot like all those guys. All us old white dudes, we look the same, right?
We're all just melting. Okay. Well, Peach, that ends the segment of Traffic Light. So let us know how we did in the comments. Do you disagree or agree with any of the ways that we directed that traffic? And Peach, before we get into it, just again, thank you to everyone who supports us over on the Patreon. We do have monthly expenses in this BHotch, and it's really helpful that you support us there. It also is going to go fund awesome giveaways and stuff for Court Cousins Night happening Thursday, February 5th. Only 3 more tickets left in our suite. So if you want it, get that ticket now. Ticket's only $100 to be in the suite. I mean, that's cheaper than buying a seat, I feel like. In a lot of places.
The odds are also going to be very good for prizes with that smaller group of folk.
Yes.
I mean,
get in there.
Do yourself a favor. Get in there.
All right, Peach. Where is the Botan today?
I think it's on this Penny Hardaway signed card I purchased at the Card Vault in Dallas. Boop, there it is.
There it is, Peach. You're up first.
All right. That was a wacky World Series that ended last night. Did you watch any of this? At least did you see some highlights? I mean, as far as baseball goes, this was a pretty exciting series.
Yeah, I know it was, based on just like hearing about it on sports talk radio and looking at the scores and the article headlines, but I did not watch a single highlight of the game or a moment.
I don't think a team has been closer to winning the World Series and not won it. Absolutely sick for Blue Jays fans, although they're in Toronto. I tend to not like Toronto. They had Vlad Guerrero Jr., so I was rooting for him because he was once a ball boy for the Montreal Expos. So that's why I was pulling for him.
Yeah.
It's a shame. I mean, I don't think any team will ever come that close. They could have won in Game 6. Nah. Got dumb. And then in Game 7, they were like this close away, a guy sliding into home plate. If he's safe, it's over. And then even during a comeback, they turned a double play to win the World Series, which I don't know if I've ever seen that. Like this, it felt like the Blue Jays were about to score some runs, and all of a sudden it was just like double play, game over. Everybody celebrating that. It was like, whoa, the vibes just were up and down, and it was pretty ludicrous, I gotta say. Tip of the cap to those guys. Don't like that the Dodgers won it.
Yes, they need a salary cap.
Getting richer, but
they need a salary cap in baseball.
That's got a lot wrong. The sport has a lot wrong with it, but that World Series wasn't one of those things.
Hell yeah,
it was well played. It was good stuff.
Okay, Peach, a little drama in Dallas here. The Mavericks and the Stars are suing each other based on the way that like renovations for the AAC, the American Airlines Arena. Now you're in the facilities, not that facility. You manage the practice facility for the Stars, but I mean you're a facilities guy. So what's the intel on this? What the heck is going on? Are you on one of the sides here? Can you not take sides? Can you not say because of your job and your occupation?
Officially, I have no comment.
Wow.
But now I ask you, sir, the Western Conference is doing their thing over there. We've talked a lot about the Eastern Conference and the Orlando Magic and what's going on with them. So I'm kind of curious, who's your Western Conference favorite, and why is it not the Dallas Mavericks who stink?
I mean, why would it not be the Oklahoma City Thunder? Is this a trick question? Is it just because Victor Wembanyama?
No, I'm just curious.
crazy.
Is it a slam dunk that that's them, or is it Wemby? I mean, Wemby's looking nice right now.
I think so. I mean, aren't the Thunder? I think they're still undefeated, and they're without like Isaiah Joe, and Chet has been in and out of the lineup. So it's like those two guys are coming back, and yeah, I mean,
what about Olden State? You think they're coming in or what?
No.
No. All right.
No.
Okay.
The simulation was wrong in that.
Feeling good.
No.
Okay.
Maybe they'll make the playoffs probably, but they're not winning the Western Conference. No way. Just don't see that.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steph Curry challenge.
All right. Peesh, the New York City Marathon just happened. Have you ever run in a road race?
I've done a couple of 5Ks.
Okay. I was not expecting.
That's about
you
it.
to have done
No, running is dumb. Running for not sport is dumb. I don't know why people are into that. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body for nothing, really. Like, I guess if you're treadmilling at home or something like that, or doing the elliptical, that's a little less wear and tear on the joints running around. But not technically, but it's still the same motions. I'm not against physicality or working out.
Yeah. That's hilarious. There it is. He's got a dumbbell.
But
doing some
but
reps.
I think running outside for like that is like 26.2 miles. That's a lot of miles. Like,
that's crazy. Dumb. That's crazy.
It's dumb that people do that. I mean, it's impressive what the human body can do. Don't get me wrong.
Very cool.
Athletes are even that much more impressive. But no, I'm not into running. I have 5K'd a few times, mostly because of women. I will say that.
Of course. Of course.
Wasn't my idea. This is a weird one, but I know that you're a huge foodie.
Okay.
And you're also an audiophile. And I thought to myself, I wonder what Kyle's favorite food sound is. Because people like
ASMR.
Crunching into that chip or what is there a sound that makes the food better to you, and or just a food sound that you enjoy? Some people like the slurping of spaghetti, and it makes it part of it for them.
Oh, yeah, slurping? No, it can't do that. That just turns me on too much. It wouldn't be slurping. It's got to be probably like a nice crisp crackle. This is going to sound weird, but I think it's going to be in salad. Like, I'm not a huge salad guy, but when you need those nice pieces of lettuce, like some iceberg, some stems of some leaves to give you that crunch, and it just makes everything work. And that's the only thing that in food I'm just really looking for, that feeling which comes with the sound. So I'll go with that. Like, I need a crunch in my salad to get it down, to get those greens down.
That's good. That's good. That's kind of what I thought you were doing.
All right, Peesh. So Topps just started doing basketball product again. I know you ripped a huge hobby box, right? Is that a hobby box? Yes. I started watching it, actually. I did start watching it, but I didn't get far because I know that you had, right when you opened it, there was like a pack of 5 sitting on top, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you saved that for the last, but I have not watched it. Make sure you get over to Card Cousins and check out Peesh ripping. He's been doing it. And there it is. Oh, nice.
This is holiday time. This is holiday Topps.
Oh.
This is the mega box. I just got done uploading this, so this will be coming out this week. In fact, I've got a holiday-themed week coming at you. We've got holiday baseball on Wednesday. The holiday basketball is coming out Friday. And then we've got holiday football on Sunday.
Holy
Let's go.
Shit.
Check it out. I, by the way, love this box. And I will say this. I won't spoil it for you, but I will say that each one of these boxes has an autograph or relic card. And the one I got in this box is from the Orlando Magic. So go ahead and check it out and see which one it is.
Oh, I'm going to definitely check it out. Maybe before I go to sleep, if not just...
I enjoyed this box as a Magic fan. I think a lot of other people would have been like, but like, I got a lot of good Magic cards in there. So go check it out.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, Peesh. Well, that is it for us, man. It's been a fantastic episode. Hopefully our Orlando Magic are turning it around. It always helps me and turns around my day if I'm not having a good one to get on here with you. And that's a good lesson for us all. Make sure we're staying in community with each other. Second cousins out there, do stay out of the Facebook groups, though. Those don't seem like those are the best places to be.
Like all the other communities.
Don't go to that community. That one seems like it might need a therapist. But it's a pleasure as always. Until next time, peace out, Second Cousins.
Thanks for coming.